to episode 8 of Knits and Stuff. Today is Saturday, May 3rd, and my name is Alicia, also known as Eliana Knits on Ravelry. Today I'll be talking about finished objects, works in progress, pretty things, although not stash acquisitions, but just something else, and local delights, and wibbly wobbly timey wimey. And first, welcome to those of you that are new, and those of you that are returning, thanks for coming back. Glad you find the show interesting. If you're interested, you can find a group on Ravelry. It's called Knits and Stuff Podcast. And yeah, I'll put a link in the show notes. And the show notes will be at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. So let's get started. I have finished objects this week. Neither one of them are knitting related or fiber related, but last week we went to a Marvel themed party, going away party, and I didn't have anything Marvel related to wear, and I kind of wanted to make a costume because I'm starting to get into that mindset for Comic-Con and trying to figure out what I want to make and dress up as. So I was like, oh, I need to make something, even though I only had like 2 days to put something together for the party. So after I was looking around online, I was like, well, maybe I can just make, instead of a costume, just make something with Marvel stuff on it. So I made a gathered skirt, and I got fabric from Joann's, and oh, this is gonna be hard. There you go. So it's just a really simple gathered skirt. I looked at a bunch of different tutorials online, which I will link to in the show notes. I used like about 3 different ones, I guess, as reference, because it's pretty straightforward. All you do is you get a rectangle of fabric, and you do a couple of running stitches along one side, and then you bunch it up and then you can put a waistband on it or elastic. I got from Joann's, I got elastic just in case I didn't have enough time to put a waistband on, but I actually had plenty of time, well, kind of. I had time to put a waistband on, so I decided to do that instead. And then some of the tutorials had it where you're sewing the front to the back, and I was like, oh, I don't want to, it's already one piece, I don't want to cut it and then like re-sew it. So I just made, instead of 2 side seams, I made a seam, have the seam only on the back with an invisible zipper, which was really exciting. So you can't see it because it's invisible. But it's one of those, you know, really annoying zippers that you have in dresses that don't like to zip up easily or zip down easily, because I can't open it right now. And it gets caught at anywhere where you have hems. But yeah, there's a zipper. And so I just wear that in the back. And I didn't line it, it's just the fabric is actually pretty thick, but I did have a hem on it. And yeah, you can see the comics. They're all just comic book covers on the fabric. It's called the Marvel Retro Comic Cotton Fabric, if you're interested in finding it at Joann's, or any fabric store that would carry the Marvel license fabric. And yeah, it took me like 2 evenings, I guess. I started, I washed the fabric first, because at first I was going to skip that step, and I'm glad I didn't, because it shrunk a little bit in the wash. So I washed the fabric first, and then I ironed everything out, and started on the gathering of the skirt in one night, and then I think I finished the gathering and then did the waistband the second night, after work right before the party. So I got finished just in time to wear it. And then I was thinking of having like a tulle skirt underneath it, but I think it would have been a little too much because it's already pretty poofy. So some of the gathered skirt tutorials recommended about 3 times the length of your waist size. So that's pretty much what I ended up with after washing the fabric. and it makes it like really poofy, a really poofy skirt. So I didn't really need any extra poofiness underneath unless I wanted to go like really extravagant. So and I figured maybe not for the party, because I think Will and I probably took it more seriously than the other people that were going, because it was an optional dress up party, but he has this really cool looking Spider-Man shirt that he just drew out in Sharpie, and he gets a lot of compliments on it at Comic-Con. And then and then I wear my skirt, and I think there were only a couple other people that were dressed up, and they were just wearing like bed sheets and things. So but it still looked like you could recognize Thor and Loki pretty easily because of what they were wearing. But yeah, anyway, so I made a skirt, which is not the one that I was showing you guys last week and the week before. I still haven't finished taping together all of those pattern pieces. So yeah, that's gonna take a while, but I skipped that one and I did this one first because it was more urgent. And now I have something to wear to Comic-Con, so this is one day, and I think another day I might dress up as Fluttershy from My Little Pony and make something. I don't know if I mentioned that before, I don't think I did, but I'm thinking of making a skirt and or like a dress, a yellow dress to go with her, and like have her cutie mark. I don't know if you guys watch My Little Pony, but I do, and she's my favorite. So yeah, so I'm gonna make something for that. So that's 2 days, and now I need to figure out what I'm gonna wear for the other 2 days, or I could just wear t-shirts, but that's not really cosplaying. So I have my TARDIS mug and I'm drinking coffee from Trader Joe's. It's not that exciting. Yeah, so I have another finished object that is also not fiber related, but the necklace that I talked about last time, I finished that for Garnet from one of my friends for her birthday, and I will put a picture of it here somewhere. I got the beads from Baubles and Beads in Berkeley, and that's a lot of beads. And so I didn't really know what I was doing with it. I just kind of used wire to wrap around beads and make little things that I can actually hang off of a chain. So, and it worked out okay. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice for not really knowing what I was doing. But yeah, I think that's, I have some pliers and other bead making tools from a while ago, but they're nothing really fancy. I don't really have any fancy bead tools, so I just basically put stuff together and then I was like, oh, it's a necklace, yay. Yeah, so those are finished objects. I have been working on some knitting, so let's see, let's do the sock first. So you guys have seen this before. It is the Toe Up Socks with a Difference by Wendy D. Johnson, and I'm knitting them on US Zeros, 2.0 millimeters, and in the Western Sky Knits Aspen sock with nylon in the colorway Alley. So oh, and it's in my Needle Runs Through It project bag. And I think last time I had started the heel. This is there's my heel, and then I think I was somewhere in here last time, and so I have knit this much. Look at all of that. I'm almost to the part where I want to do the ribbing, and hopefully I'm not too blurry now. I really need to get a camera that has autofocus that doesn't make a lot of noise. So yeah, I'm almost to the part where I want to do the ribbing and finish the first sock, and then I can get started on the second one. I've been knitting on this pretty much during lunch and sometimes after dinner, so I haven't really gotten that much done, but yeah, I'm excited though. I'm actually making something that fits. But it's actually, I think it's a little bit looser than I would like it to be. I feel like it should be more snug, because I'm used to socks being really snug, but I think when I was kind of testing it out, it seemed like it would fit okay, like it doesn't slide off or slide around too much. So I think it'll be okay. But yeah, so that's the sock. And then the other thing that I'm working on is other knitting project that I'm working on is the sleeve for the Twigs and Willows cardigan. It's exciting. It's ribbing. So the Twigs and Willows cardigan by Alana Dakos from Botanical Knits, and I'm knitting these on US 7s, 4.5 millimeters, in Madeline Tosh in the colorway Night Bloom, Madeline Tosh DK. And I can show you, this is in my fox bag from the Silver Shed. And then I finished, I think last time I had finished one front, and then since then I realized I messed up towards the end, because it gets kind of tricky with the shoulder shaping. So I had to rip out just a couple rows and then redo it because I was decreasing on the wrong side, or doing the shaping on the wrong side. So fix that, and so I finished 2 fronts and a back. So it's starting to take shape. I don't think I showed the detail last time, but those are the leaves, and aren't they so pretty? And then the color looks kind of red right now. I think it's not as red in person, it's a little more purple. But yeah, so that's the front and the back, and so I just have 2 sleeves, and I kind of wish I did those first, but that's okay. Actually, that's not true. I think since the sleeves shouldn't take as long because they're smaller, so hopefully I'll have a cardigan soon, just in time for summer, which is okay because actually summer in Berkeley can be very overcast and foggy and cardigan worthy. Also, I can wear it to work too because we have air conditioner. So that's all my, oh, before, this is the Ravelry anniversary bag. So it's so cute. Just a simple drawstring. So that's where my finished pieces are living right now. And that's all the knitting works in progress that I have. I also have some spinning. You saw this last time. Oh. And this is my ladybug. And this is what I am spinning on it. I can totally do this. Yes. So that's the yarn and the roving hanging off also. It's not awkward at all. And so this is Pigeon Roof Studios BFL roving in in the colorway Tourmaline, and this is the second braid, so I've already spun up 1 braid of it, and I'm gonna put this down now. Oh, I've already spun up 1 braid, and so I'm spinning up the second 4-ounce braid, and then I'm gonna go back and 2-ply it. I think I need to refocus on me. Yeah, okay. I don't like to take my bobbin off the wheel if it's still connected to the fiber for some reason. It's just a thing. I know I can easily connect it again if I pull out the fiber, but it's just, I don't know. I'm weird. So yeah, so I think I'm about halfway done with the braid. So that shouldn't take too much longer. Although I have been drop spindling as well, and for some reason I feel like I want to do more of that right now than spinning on the wheel, because I don't know what it is, but I don't want to like sit down for too long or like sit and watch TV for too long. I think it's because I sit down at work all day, so I want to like stand. And it's hard to use the wheel when you're standing, especially when it's a double treadle. So I've been drop spindling a little bit too, and that I have my shacked drop spindle. Let's see if we can focus it a little bit. So this is the Kaleidoscope Microbats in set 3. There's not really a colorway name, but they're from Unwind Yarn Company, yes. And this is just the first little bump from, or the first bat, I guess, from that. And yeah, there's her little thing where they can contain any one of those or multiple of those. So this is set 3, and it has 2 different well, it has four little bumps. I think I showed this one of the episodes, but they have four bumps, and 2 are kind of like this white and darkish pink reddish, and then 2 are this like orange and purple and brightness and like a little bit of white also. So I think there's more ounces of this than there is of these, but I was thinking I would spin up the 2 that are the same color and then ply it with the other 2 that are a different color. I can talk today. But I was thinking of applying it with the other 2, so making a 2-ply. And so one ply would be the orange one, and the other ply would be the purplish, or the reddish one, red and reddish one. So yeah, that's that. I've actually spun a lot more on this than when I showed it the first time. So it's nice to be able to stand and spin. Yeah, I think that's, oh, I guess I'm still working on the skirt, but really all I'm doing is taping together the paper pattern, so nothing really to show yet. But hopefully soon, It's skirt weather now. I don't know why I'm wearing this, but segue into pretty things. I didn't buy anything since the last time we spoke, but I figured, well, I'm gonna wear something and we can talk about that for my pretty things. So I'm wearing the Sunday Market shawl that is by Vanessa Carter. I'm showing the wrong side. That is by Vanessa Carter, and I made it out of 2 skeins of Noro Cash Island, which makes it really soft because it has cashmere in it. And yeah, I made this a few years ago, and I think it's similar to the construction of the clapotis in that it has drop stitches, but you're not knitting on the bias, you're just knitting straight. Although I think the way I was knitting, it kind of is diagonal anyway, or something like that. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be straight, but I also did a horrible job at weaving in the ends. They keep coming off because I think all of the drop stitches everything's so loose it doesn't really hold it together. So I need to reweave in those ends and do something to make them stay. But so that's my pretty things for today. I've been good and haven't bought any more yarn. Although I did buy some needles, some Addy Turbo lace needles, but no more yarn yet. Not yet. I guess I bought the fabric too for the skirt. Yeah, so that's pretty things. So now it's time for local delights. So recently we have been doing Game of Thrones night, kind of. On Sundays we'll have some of our friends over, and then we'll either make dinner or get dinner and then watch Game of Thrones afterwards, or during, depending on if we make dinner or not. So a couple weeks ago we went to Off the Grid in Berkeley. There's one at the North Berkeley BART station, but they also have a bunch of other locations. And basically, if you haven't heard of Off the Grid, I think it might just be in the Bay Area. Not positive on that, if they have like other areas where they call it Off the Grid too. but there's definitely a bunch of locations in the Bay Area, and I believe it started in San Francisco, and they just have a congregation of food trucks at a specific time. So the one in North Berkeley is on Sundays from 5 to 8, 5 to 9, yeah, something like that. And then they have, I think, well, at the North Berkeley one, they have chairs set out for you to sit and eat, and then they had live music there. So I don't know if the other ones, I've only been to the one at North Berkeley, so I don't know if the ones in the city or in the other areas have the seating and the live music too. But there's some, I know there's some cities that do it, that have it during lunch, and I wish the one in Hayward was during lunch, but it's during dinner. It's for dinner after work on Wednesdays, and then I was like, oh, I don't want to stay late, but it'd be really nice if I could go during lunch to get food truck food. And it's all like really good. It's not like, you know, sketchy food truck food. It's actually like really good food truck food. And so when we went, I got food from Koja Kitchen from their food truck, and they have this Asian fusion-ness going on. So I got a Korean barbecue beef burger, kind of, and is sandwich, I guess, more like it. And the buns were made out of rice, so because everything is kind of burger-fied or wrapped when you get stuff from a food truck, because it's easier to eat, right? So yeah, I got the barbecue beef one with the rice patties, and it was really good. And they also have fries that had like this special sauce and then some other meat, like marinated meat, and it was so good and so much food. I should have only gotten one thing, and then that would have been filling enough for dinner, but to get both of those, I guess I was able to share it with everyone else too, but it was really good. And then they also had a food truck called Lexi's Frozen Custard, and so we tried some of their ice cream. Well, I guess it's frozen custard, but it looks like ice cream. And that was good too. And they had, we went on Easter Sunday, so they had a Easter Sunday at the frozen custard truck. And they also had a 420 themed sundae, which had like every single snack that you could, well, every single like compatible snack that you could put onto a sundae, like pretzels and kettle corn, or like caramel corn and chocolate syrup and just all this stuff. I didn't get that. But yeah, so that happens every Sunday. So I think all the off the grid ones are weekly, depending on their location. And then yeah, it was really good. They also rotate the trucks that go to a specific off the grid. So like last Sunday's trucks were different than the Sunday that we went. So we'll probably try it more than once and try the different food trucks there. It was really good. I would definitely recommend food truck food, at least here, because it's really good. And probably more than enough food. So yeah, that is Local Delights for this time. And that brings us to Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. So Doctor Who still isn't back. But there is a YouTube channel that has been making these Doctor Who puppet sketches, and it's called Dr. Puppet, and she has 5 episodes out where it's all like animated, or not animated, but like filmed, you know, stop motion style, with these little Doctor Who Doctor puppets that she's made. And she started doing this before the 50th anniversary, and then it kind of followed a storyline that would make sense for a 50th anniversary, because she had multiple doctors in Matt Smith. The Matt Smith Doctor puppet was the one that was like the main character of the story. And it's really cute. They're only like 10 minutes long, and if even, yeah, probably less than 10 minutes. And then she made a couple of Christmas specials, and they're adorable. They're just so cute. And there's there's not really that much talking. It's mostly just like the puppets and interacting. And yeah, you should check it out. I will link to it in the show notes. It's also, you could just look it up on YouTube. It should just be Dr. Puppet. Or you could just Doctor Who Puppet, or yeah, you know. Yeah, so that is Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey. Hopefully Doctor Who comes back soon, and I should probably, I don't know, I'm like going through a Doctor Who withdrawal. I need to watch some of the older episodes again, or watch the classic ones, so yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing that soon. So that's pretty much all I have for today. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Let's see. I am Eliana Knits on Ravelry. There's a podcast group called Knits and Stuff Podcasts on Ravelry, and the show notes are at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. And also other social media. I am unperfect529 on Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest, if you feel like following me on Pinterest. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, now that I'm back on my Friday off schedule. So I should be every 2 weeks now. I think we're good. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!